Hey guys, it's Kate. Welcome to another speed build and thank you so much for tuning in. In this speed build, I'm building a mansion on a 64 by 64 lot in Del Sol Valley. I kind of got hung up on Del Sol Valley again. After the release of Get Famous, I built a lot of mansions in Del Sol Valley simply because it was new and it was so exciting. And then I started to build in other worlds again because at some point it does get boring to build in the same world over and over again. But now I'm feeling Del Sol Valley again. I really love this world. I think this world has the most beautiful lighting of all worlds. This is also why I never really built in Willow Creek, because the lighting has such a weird green tint to it, and no matter what you're building, it all looks green and weird. I don't know. It's not all about the lighting, but it's something that can make a big difference, not only on the exterior, but also the way the sun is shining through the windows. It looks so beautiful. However, I decided to build on a 64 by 64 lot, and every time I'm starting building on a big lot, at some point I'm thinking, what have I done to myself? And I saw a tweet by the lovely Miss Griffey, and the exact same thing happened to her. She started building on a 64 by 64 lot, and then she said, oh my god, what have I done to myself? And I have never related to anything so much. I mean, I love building, but at some point it just gets bigger and bigger, and then I have to furnish it all, and I really enjoy this. But it's kind of a lot of work to build on a big lot, but to be honest, this is still my favorite lot size because you have so many possibilities, especially when you're working with the terrain tools. It just makes a huge difference when you're using terrain tools, and there's just so much space for landscaping and all that stuff. And I also really love that there's just a little room around the house. I mean, sometimes everything just looks so cramped in when you see that there is barely enough space to build the house on a lot, and then there's just not enough space, and this doesn't really happen on a 64 by 64 lot. I mean, when you're pushing the limit, it does happen, but it's a lovely lot size, and it was a lot of fun to build this. I decided to build a kind of elevated entrance area with the stairs leading to the front door. I again decided to add a little chimney on the side and to use white roof trims, but I decided to use black windows because, I don't know, I love to use white windows in combination with the white roof trims. I don't know, it just looks so quaint and beautiful, but I wanted to do something a little different and try to use the black windows, and I think it turned out quite cool. I also used the brick wall, and I just enjoyed the combination of the brick and the black windows. I don't know, it just has this, I don't know, like a industrial kind of loft kind of vibe, even though it's not a loft at all and it doesn't look industrial, but I hope you guys know what I mean. I just think it goes well together. And here I'm using the little blocks that are part of Get Famous. It's a surface you can place something on top. It's a little pedestal, but I love to use it for stuff like this. And I have to say, I was running into a lot of problems with this build at some point, and I'm going to share with you what exactly happened, just in case the same is happening to you. You kind of know how to handle this. So I was building this, and at some point I decided to move the whole house to the back a little bit, just so I have a little bit more space in the front. At some point in a few minutes you will see how I do this for the first time, and then I wanted to move it a little bit to the back again, just so I could work on some landscaping in the front. It's so good that we have this option, I have to say, because sometimes you just stop building and then you kind of notice that there isn't enough space in the front or something, so it's good that you can move the whole lot. However, that's what I wanted to do, and then I got a little error message saying room not found, and I couldn't move the lot and I could not rotate it. And I'm not building this just for myself, I'm sharing this on the gallery, as you guys know, so I kind of had to fix this problem, because what if someone just wants to rotate this lot, or I don't know, change something up. So I had to fix this, and I was almost done with the exterior completely at this point. So I thought, oh my god, no, I don't want to build this again. This would be quite sad, because I just started building, I had some fun with it and saw what would happen. So it wouldn't be the same to just rebuild the whole thing, in my opinion. So I thought, okay, the hint has to be in the error message, room not found, and a room has to be the issue here. So I used the room tool, and I was going over each room individually, because we all know the problem that a room looks closed, but then a roof is bugging in, for example, and the room isn't really closed. So I thought it might be that. So I did that, and the error message was still popping up. And then I thought, okay, I'm just going to delete the house room by room, section by section. Of course, I saved before I did that, and then I deleted section of the house, tried to move it, and the error message was still popping up, and I was really confused. And then eventually I found out that it was the area at the front where I placed the stairs in front of the front door. And you can see that this area is, I think, 2 grids right, but as soon as I extended it another grid, it didn't work. It was so weird. And then I deleted the whole area and rebuilt it, and the error message was still popping up. And when I used a fence at the top, it happened again, which is why I am eventually going to use the little cubes that are part of Get Famous, the ones that I used as columns in the front, and then it all worked fine. So if you want to download this lot in the gallery, as always, I'm going to include all the information down below. This problem is fixed, but it was so random and it was so annoying, and I was really afraid that I would have to rebuild it all. Not because it's just sad that you kind of lose your progress and have to do it again, and I recorded everything and all that stuff, but also because it just wouldn't be the same, as I said, just building everything and just having ideas as you go and all that. It just wouldn't be a genuine first take, if you know what I mean. So I'm really happy that I was able to fix this problem. The most weird thing was that when I placed the foundation, you could say, in front of the door, as long as it was only 2 grids right, it was perfectly fine. But as soon as I extended it 1 grid more, it wasn't working. The room was not found, and even after rebuilding it, such a random issue, I have no idea what was going on there. So in case this happens to you and you want to fix it, I would go by saving and then deleting sections of the house, trying to move it after deleting a section, so you kind of know which area of the house is the culprit, and then just try different things. In my case, it was even the fence in the area. I don't know, so weird, but glad it works now. And here I'm using a circular stone rock that is part of Get Together. It's perfect to use this one on the exterior because obviously it's made out of stone, and I think it just looks perfect on the outside, but not so much on the interior. I mean, it depends on the interior, but I think it's perfect to create a little path, for example, by placing multiple ones in different sizes. I'm going to do this later, as you're going to see, but this one I used to create a round area in the front. By default, it's a little bit tricky to have round shapes in this game. I mean, you can use a foundation to create a round foundation, for example, but we can't have any round rooms. So any kind of round shape is a real eye catcher, in my opinion, and I think it just balances out all the rectangular shapes and all that stuff. So I just sized it up and placed it there. And then I used the little cubes that are part of Get Famous, the ones that I also used for the columns, as I said, and at the top where I couldn't place a fence because of the problems I was running into that I explained to you. So I just used this little cube to just create a little edge around the round area, just as some type of fence. And I think it looks so cool because it kind of goes well together with the white roof trims and all that. And of course, I just had to include a cute little patio area in the back. And I think what's so cool is the big windows in the back. And this is where I'm going to build the living room. I just think it's cool to have a sun-flooded, beautiful living room. And I'm also going to include a little office area there. And I'm going to place some tables on the outside so you have a little barbecue area, and I'm going to use a lot of rocks as always for landscaping in the back. And I think one of the coolest things about this build is that because I built it on terrain, there are some individual rooms at the bottom that aren't really connected to the house. I mean, you could have connected them by stairs on the inside, but they are really just some individual rooms. So I thought, what could I do with these? So I decided to use one room to have a small little home gym area, and the other room is a home cinema area and a party room, which is so cool because I mean, it is a kind of big house. There are 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. In my last build there was only 1 bathroom, and people were complaining. One said, I mean, he's only building 1 bathroom in a mansion. And that's right, but I don't know, there wasn't really that much space in the interior, and it just happened. However, in this build there are 2 bathrooms and 1 kids room, and the kids room has 2 beds inside, so you could put 2 kids into 1 room because it's a big room. There's a lot of space, so I included many toys and all that stuff, and the other 2 bedrooms are regular master bedrooms for grown-ups or something. But of course you can also refurnish the rooms and just change things up. The same goes for the home gym area. There's plenty of space in this house, but I thought it's a mansion and I just wanted to include something that really screams mansion, like a cool home cinema area. I mean, we have this cool huge TV that is part of Get Famous, and I just wanted to use this one, and I think it looks so cool. And as you just saw, I again used the infamous base game debug brick to create a beautiful curved path all around the lot. And in case you are interested to know how to exactly build this, if you need a tutorial for this, you can check out my round flower bed tutorial. In this tutorial I'm explaining how to build flower beds like this, but it's basically the same technique. I'm going to link a playlist with all my tutorials down below in case you want to check this out. And then I just added some little ponds in the front just to, I mean, there was a lot of space and I wanted to have some cool landscaping going on, and I just think a cute little pond always looks good. And also I want to say thank you so much for all the well wishes. In my last video I kind of explained that I got sick and then I injured my toes a little bit and all that, and people were wishing me well and telling me that they hope I get well soon, and I have to say I am feeling excellent. It wasn't that bad. As I said in my last video, there are definitely worse things in life, so I didn't want to complain. I was just giving you guys a little life update, but everything is good. My toe is, I don't know, feels brand new. Just it hurts a little bit sometimes, but it's all good and I can walk again, luckily, because I was limping a little bit. And I ordered some new shoes because we are invited to a big birthday party in early February and I wanted to have some new fancy shoes, and I was afraid if I would be able to walk on them because of my toes, but I tried them on and everything is fine. I could technically already walk on them now if I would wanted to, but I'm going to give my toes a little break. So these babies are going to stay in the shoebox for a few weeks, and here everything is fine. I have to say, very rarely am I wearing high heels. I love high heels. I think they look so beautiful. Really, I really enjoy them, but I'm one of these people who just think, oh my god, my feet are going to hurt so much, and usually I choose comfort over looking fancy. But every now and then, for, I don't know, going out to the restaurant or a fancy birthday party, stuff like this, every now and then I really love to wear high heels, but I'm definitely not wearing them in my daily life or something. I wear them and then, I don't know, I sometimes get them out and wear them, but not that often. It's just not worth it in my opinion. I just love to feel comfortable, and when I just have to think about my feet, which are hurting all the time, I can't really enjoy myself. But I don't know, the ones that I ordered feel quite comfortable, so it's not that bad, it's all good. But sometimes I just love that to just, I don't know, glam up, including some high heels. And here I'm furnishing the living room. As I mentioned earlier, I used these big beautiful windows and it's just such a bright, wonderful room. And I decided to have a little TV area on the left side and then a just regular seating area in the center, because to be honest I had no idea where to place the TV other than just having some other wall, because I just wanted to have a open seating area so the view is the star of the living room. And I'm also going to place a piano there in the corner. Just imagining sitting there on the piano playing some music, and then you have this gorgeous view. I think that this is one of the coolest parts about this house probably. And I also decided to use some color because I kind of noticed that I have a tendency to use a lot of white and brown. Just like standard colors. I think most interiors in real life are pretty colorless most of the times, but I just wanted to have some fun and use some color, and I did the unspeakable. For the first time ever, I used the My Pet Stuff pack in a build. I've never done this before, but I really want to use these little tables and the little sofas, and I'm so sorry for doing this. I know that it's such a controversial stuff pack, but I just want to use it for one time, and I also used some colors on the wall just to tie it all together, and I think it turned out quite cool. And the kitchen is also a quite colorful place, and I decided to include the dining room in the kitchen. The kitchen cabinets are part of Cool Kitchen stuff, which is a really cool pack for kitchens. And here I included some windows between the island counters and the general kitchen area. I wanted to use a little bit different layout for this kitchen, and I know that it's quite big. The whole house is quite spaced out. It's really big. So I placed the dining table inside the kitchen, as I mentioned before, because I felt like it was such a huge open room, and I thought that it would make sense. And the carpet is part of city living, I think. It's just so stunning, and the golden color just goes so well with the curtains, which are yellow golden. It's just so beautiful, and I just like how it turned out. I still wanted to use some normal colors, you could say, but wanted to add some color here and there, just like I did for the living room, and I think it worked out quite well. And as you will see in a few seconds, I decided to use green for the bathrooms, which is a kind of weird color choice, maybe, at least for me. I think I've never built a green bathroom before, or a green room in general probably, but I just love the green that I used for the floor, and I also used some green details and the counters, and I just think it looks quite unique. As I said, I was going for color on this interior, so I hope that you guys liked it. Usually when I was going for color in a build, I usually just stick to one color, just for example blue in one build that I made a few weeks ago, I think, or there was a build where I used mostly red on the interior, but this time I just want to use different colors, all kinds of different colors for different rooms, just to make it look colorful and happy and maybe a little bit more realistic. I just didn't want to make it look like a, I don't know, IKEA catalog or something. And here I'm working on the kids' room. I decided to go for pink. I don't know why, I just thought pink would be cool. I used a lot of objects of kids' room stuff, which is a really good pack. I think some packs make more sense than other pack. For example, as I said earlier, the My First Pet stuff is kind of controversial, but I think that the kids' room stuff pack is quite cool because it really does add a lot of cool stuff for kids' rooms. It's not always easy to make it look like a proper fun kids' room, and I just really enjoy the bookshelves and other little details, but the beds are part of city living. And here I'm working on the first of two regular bedrooms. I was going for yellow, and the mirror is part of fitness stuff pack. I actually used the fitness stuff pack for the little home gym area. And I have to say, this one is not my favorite pack. I mean, I love how the objects look. It's not much that came with this pack, but the objects look pretty cool, but I still think that it's just maybe a kind of boring overall topic for a pack. I mean, there wasn't anything that was really new and exciting, only the climbing wall thingy. Other than that, it was just, I don't know, gym equipment and nothing that was too exciting in my opinion. But I still have to say that I really love how the gym equipment looks like and the little tables and all that stuff. And here I'm working on the second bedroom. And now it's time for the home gym. As I said, not the biggest fan, but it looks cool, so I still love to use these objects. I placed a mirror in front of the gym equipment just so the Sims could technically, of course they don't do that, but they could technically watch themselves working out just like in a proper gym. And I kept it small and simple. And here I'm working on the movie theater, and I decided to use red. I used the same type of style that I used for the movie theater that I built for my circular hill mansion. And I just think that red is just the obvious choice for a theater like this. And I used some curtains over the TV just so it looks more like a proper cinema, and a lot of armchairs. So If your Sims have some other Sims around, you can have a little party and a little fun. And I decided to just use a lot of movie posters on the wall because it just makes sense. And I also used the lamps that are part of Get Famous, just perfect. And I added the little popcorn machine that is part of Movie Hangout stuff because it just makes sense that your Sims have a little bit of popcorn while they are watching their favorite movies. And next to the movie theater, there is a little party room with a dance floor and all that stuff. It's just separated from the general house because I think that the house itself looks quite traditional, like a proper family mansion type of build, and this is a little bit crazy. I mean, who has a home theater? So I kind of wanted to just place it at the bottom so it's a little bit separated from the rest. And this is it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this speed build. As always, I included some screenshots and you can find all the information if you want to download the slot in the gallery in the description box. I hope that you have a fantastic week and I will see you in the next video. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Bye bye.